Does the idea of eliminating junk food make you feel like weight loss is a punishment? For some people, junk food or their favorite food is one of the best parts of their day, especially after having a very stressful day at work or just life in general. And towards the end of the day, a lot of people have something that they're looking forward to eating. And the idea of eliminating that one food could cause a lot of stress for them and make it difficult for them to adhere to a weight loss plan. But what if you could still eat your favorite foods, junk food, for example, and still be able to lose weight? Well, today I'm going to show you 5 ways or 5 things that you can do while you're incorporating junk food into your weight loss routine, into your weight loss journey. So let's get started. Today's video is inspired by a question that I got on a recent YouTube video. So I'm gonna read the question here and I'm gonna put it somewhere in the video. So the question was, is there a place for foods that are not nutrient dense when trying to lose weight, in my opinion? Or does it hinder any weight loss progress? I've been easing into whole foods, but earlier this year I went extreme and tried to do only whole foods, but found it wasn't sustainable. Do you agree that you should make small changes or completely revamp your diet? Can eating a small amount of junk food still trigger the fear response in your body and prevent weight loss? Okay, so there's a lot to unpack in here. So the first question, or the first thing I'm going to say, is that yes, you can eat junk food and lose weight. Okay, so let's go through how we're going to do that. So first, I'm going to start by writing, because I always write, and I want to explain to you how energy works in the body. Okay, and we're going to talk about how energy works in a healthy body, how energy works in an unhealthy body, and then we're going to talk about the sequence of weight loss and how you can put junk food into that process. Okay, all right, so first we're going to talk about how a healthy body manages energy. So whiteboard time. All right, so if we have a healthy body, then this healthy body has 4 priorities or 4 ways that it uses energy. 1, it's going to make energy, very important. 2, it is going to store energy for rainy days. 3, it is going to use energy to survive. And lastly, it is going to eliminate energy, okay? Because we have to get rid of waste. And so this is how I like a schematic that I like for understanding energy in the body. It's kind of like an envelope. You have to close each one. But all 4 things need to be done correctly, okay? So that's one way of looking at it. Now, how does the body do this? Like, what are the percentages, right? How much do we need to make? How much do we need to store? All of that. So I'm going to show that to you. And this is not an exact science, but this is how I approach it and how I explain it to my clients. So if this is an entire body, I like to say that half of your body's job is to eliminate energy. Okay, this is what a healthy body does. And then it's going to make energy with some of that. It's going to use energy with some of the energy you have, and it's going to store or reserve energy. This is the appropriate way that the body is supposed to manage energy. This body is in energy balance. Okay, what is not in energy balance is when you have too much stored energy and you're not eliminating enough, okay? And a lot of times it's not necessarily in this ratios. A lot of times there's issues with how the body's making energy, there's issues with the way the body's using energy, and there's issues with the amount of energy that the body's eliminating. So this is a representation of an unhealthy body, okay? So we're trying to flip this, for example, right? We're trying to have less stored energy and more energy eliminated from the body. All right. And so how is the body going to do this? Well, first you need to know what is important for of bodies to lose weight. Okay, so when we're talking about weight loss, there are three main important components. Okay, one is cortisol, and this is the stress hormone. Two is insulin, and this is the hormone that makes everything grow. It's the growth hormone. I mean, there's another growth hormone, but when you have insulin, then you can have fat cells growing. Okay, and last is going to be muscle. Okay, so all three things need to be in the right amount for you to lose weight. So if you want to lose weight, you need to have cortisol down. And when cortisol is down, insulin goes down. And when insulin goes down, the muscle has the ability to take in energy. Okay, and this is a healthy body. All right. So what do people usually do? Usually people start weight loss with insulin. They try to bring insulin down by cutting calories, cutting carbs, fasting, just removing things. But what happens is typically your cortisol is still high. And that creates a lot of problems for the body. Because when cortisol is high, even if you drop insulin down, your body is not going to release fat, okay? Because it doesn't feel safe, right? Because cortisol is high. The body doesn't feel safe enough to release energy. And one of the things that's important to understand is if cortisol is high, then it's going to affect your insulin and it's going to affect your muscle, okay? So the right order of things is that first you need to address cortisol, then you need to address insulin, and then you address muscle. Okay, that is how you lose weight. And if anybody tells you otherwise, all right, because if you go for insulin only and muscle, you're not going to be able to sustain the weight loss because the cortisol piece will keep dragging you backwards. Okay, and so if we know that cortisol is the problem, aka fear in the body, we need to decrease the amount of fear in the body, all right? And so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to keep your junk food, but you're just going to pick one, okay? So pick one junk food, pick one food, something that is non-nutrient dense, something that is pleasurable, something you look forward to eating, but just one. So I'll give you an example. I like cookies, German cookies to be exact. And so I keep that in my rotation for the week, okay? So pick one food. And then what you're gonna do with that one food is you're gonna put that food at the end of the day. Let's see, sorry about that. End of the day, okay? So that food is going to be your reward, right? Put it at the end of the day. So what do you do in order to earn that food at the end of the day? Well, you need to eat 2 very healthy meals, okay? Nutrient dense meals. So your goal is to eat 80% healthy foods and 20% unhealthy foods, okay? Remember, if junk food is an issue for you, then cortisol is an issue for you. And we need to get you to the point where cortisol or fear is no longer in your body. And one of the ways that you can do that is if you have the building blocks to make energy. So we're going to eat foods that are high in protein, fats, and fiber. Okay, same thing. Protein, and this is the order that you want to eat it. Fats, usually these come together, and fiber. And then you can put your junk food at the end. Okay? So this is how you're going to do it. I want you to look at your junk food like a reward, because it always is a reward for you. It's the reward for doing the right thing throughout the day. So make sure in the morning you eat your breakfast that is nutrient dense. If you're eating lunch, you eat a lunch that's nutriently dense, no carbs, and then you eat your carbs in the evening with your junk food. Okay, so that's the second thing. So 1, pick the junk food. 2, eat at least 2 nutriently dense meals. and then put the junk food at the end of the meal. Okay, so that is the second thing that you can do, or second tip that I can give you. All right, third tip, hold on one second, let me get through this. Number 3. All right, so here, 1, junk food. 2 is going to be 2 nutrient dense meals, because we have to give the body what it needs to make energy. If it doesn't have what it needs to make energy, you're going to be fearful, or it's going to be fearful, and you're going to end up overeating the junk food. Third thing you're going to do after you eat that junk food at the end is you are going to hydrate. Okay, I want you to drink tea, non-caffeinated, warm tea. It could be a warm drink, it could be a warm tea, it could be bone broth. You want to hydrate, because a lot of times hydration is or dehydration is the reason why you have cravings in the first place. So you want to add liquids at the end, and you want to make sure those liquids are warm, because when you drink warm things, it will help your vagus nerve relax. So it's the nerve that helps you relax, so you don't feel tense and want to eat more junk food. Okay, so we want you to relax after you've eaten this meal, this junk food. All right, number 4 is you're gonna go for a walk after you eat that meal. Okay, I would say 10 minutes to 30 minutes. Okay, so go for a walk after you eat that meal, because if you go for a walk, then whatever food you've eaten, a lot of those foods the amount of the glucose that you took in will go into your muscle. And remember, we said if you're going to lose weight, you need to make sure that we're having the right amount of balance between cortisol, insulin, and muscle. Okay, so you're going to go for a walk. And then the last thing that you're going to do, number 5, I don't have space, is you're going to forgive yourself. Okay, because I promise you, you're going to overeat at some point. You're going to get to the point where something happens and you're going to reach for that junk food. And my recommendation is just eat it. Forgive yourself. Do all the things on the list. Drink your tea afterwards. Go for the walk afterwards. And then go back to the next day and do your best to not overeat. Okay? Because things happen, you know. Remember, I said cortisol is the biggest problem, and it takes time to get fear out of your body. And if the biggest fear you have is the elimination of a food that gives you pleasure and joy and all of that, then we don't want to take that away, because that's not going to work. So instead, we're going to keep the junk food, but we're going to build habits on the back end that you can use whenever you feel fear. So my goal with you is to eat the junk food for the week. And then the next week, when you feel the urge or the need to eat that junk food, you not only have the junk food, but you have something else that you can do. You have tea that you can add to your rotation whenever you feel the urge to drink, to eat the junk food. Or you have a walk that you can go for, right? And my goal is to build the habit so that by the end of the month, you're not necessarily thinking too much about junk food, because you have found other habits or other things that also give you that dopamine hit, or that give you pleasure in your body, or that help to relieve stress in your body. So the goal is not necessarily to eliminate it initially, but eventually you want to eliminate it or replace it with other habits that are not going to be detrimental to your weight loss journey. And also, as a bonus tip, if you are going to eat junk food, make sure that the food is not from the US. I go to stores like Aldi or Lidl, and I make sure I get cookies and snacks from Europe specifically, or Asia, and those are the things that I keep at home for my kids. I don't usually have American food because the preservatives are just not healthy, and if it's not going to be sold in the UK or in Europe, then it probably should not be sold here. So I just keep junk food in the house for my kiddos. But I just make sure that they're not foods that are hyper palatable that they're going to want to eat all the time. And a lot of times they don't eat a lot of it either, just because of the quality of the food that I keep at home. So I hope that the video was helpful. It's just a short video with some action tips that you can take as you incorporate junk food in your, as you're on your weight loss journey. You can still keep junk food. Eventually, as you get to the next portion, which is where you're working on bringing insulin down, by that point, you shouldn't feel the need to eat junk food anymore. So my process is a step-by-step process. First, we work on reducing fear in the body, which means we reduce cortisol in the body. And then secondly, we reduce insulin in the body. And when you reduce insulin, then you can lose fat. And then lastly, we work on building muscle so you can protect the investment, protect the work that you've done, okay? So that is my approach. If you're somebody who deals with a lot of stress, you're a professional, high stress, tends to be an emotional eater, and you're looking to lose weight, then I would encourage you to apply below to work with me. And let's see if we can help you lose some weight and have as much energy in your body as possible. All right, let me know if you found this helpful. Please leave more comments because I like to respond to actual issues that you're dealing with. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.